Howdy folks, Zapper here, aka Sean, with another installment of Next War Poland Strategic Surprise Scenario, and I've finished up turn 4, so I just kind of want to show you all what has transpired. So it was a contested phase this time, so there was contested phases go a lot faster because you don't have an initiative move and combat segment, you don't have second strike, second supply, so you skip a lot of stuff, so they tend to go a little bit faster. So on the strategic display, basically there was a little bit of movement going on, so you can see the arrows here. So let me see, these guys were on Gotland, and I decided to have them air assault back over and just leave the one division headquarters and 2 brigades on Gotland to just kind of deter the Allies from trying to mess with that. Move this MSU here, and then we moved 2 divisions from Lithuania into Kaliningrad, so that on the next turn they'll be able to actually move into Poland. So that's two division headquarters and a total of 4 brigades. And then during the Allies move, I'm kind of jumping ahead just because I want to stay on the operational or the strategic display. So there was an amphibious group here, and there was one in the southern Baltic. So the one that was already in the inshore box, they did an amphibious assault into Poland, and I'll cover that when I get over there. And then the amphibious unit that was in the southern Baltic moved into the inshore box. So, next turn they'll go ahead and probably do an amphibious assault. These 2 German surface action groups moved in to the southern Baltic, so that we can, hopefully scare this guy out, or maybe if we get lucky, engage him in some surface warfare. There was a couple of German brigades that moved from Germany into Poland, so I'll go ahead and show you those in a second. Alright, so what we had going on here, and let me move this over a little bit more and then tilt that down a little bit. There we go. So let me see, we moved this MSU, started moving down south. I think that one was actually on the strategic display, and I moved him as far as I could go. We had these 2 brigades. They moved down so that they can join the rest of the Southern Military District. These guys, these are 4 brigades, Belarusian brigades. They successfully cleared that city, however you say that. They successfully cleared that city. Alright, let's see what else we got going on here. We have a bunch of... I think there was only 3 combats on the Russian side. So yeah, so I have 1, 2, and then 3. So 3 combats. The 173rd Airborne was here. I remember covering that. They air assaulted in along with the 82nd, 1st Brigade 82nd, and then that Italian division. And I was worried that the 173rd were going to get steamrolled, which is exactly what happened. They were attacked by, I want to say, these guys, and these guys too. They were over here on this side of the river, so it was like 3 different sides. They unfortunately weren't able to hold out, so that was a big combat there. So again, we're moving the Southern Military District down. We had a good skirmish here. These See this stack of units here. These were all reduced, by the way. I think 2 of these were here, and this one was here. And so they were attacked by this stack and this stack. Basically suffered some depth losses and were forced to retreat. And I decided to retreat them down to here. I probably could have left them here, but I think I'm going to cut my losses and just realize that because there's too many units up here. So I decided to move them back, and rather than leave them on a road, I decided to put them in that rough wooded hex. So that's better defensive terrain for these guys, and they're going to have a zone of control here, so it's going to slow these guys down if they try to go south and link up, which they're probably not going to. The ultimate goal is going to be to continue to move west. 1st Brigade 82nd, they just joined up with the Italians here to hopefully stop the Southern Military District. 58th Guards, what is it, 58th? Yeah, the 58th Division. So hopefully it will stop be some kind of a roadblock for the 58th Division. We'll see what happens. Let's see, what else do we have here? So this stack here, they survived combat here and then just moved south. And of course I stayed in the last rough hex. So we'll see what happens with the Western Military District, if they do anything. Alright, what do we have here? So these guys, they were here. They weren't involved in any combat, but during the Allied move, see these guys, let me see, these guys were here, so they moved down. These guys were up here, and they moved down. So the 10th Brigade and the 2nd 10th Polish Brigade and the 2nd Armored Cavalry Regiment saw that, and they moved back. So moved into another city hex. So actually these guys were over here, and then the 2nd ACR moved back. So they joined forces right here. So hopefully we'll be able to hold in some okay terrain. Let's see what else happened. I moved the MSU that was right here because I saw that these guys would have a pretty much direct shot at taking out an MSU, so I definitely don't want to do that. MSU, yeah, I'd have to look in the MSU. I thought they were worth victory points, but maybe it's just loss of supply points if you lose one of those. I'm not sure, but I definitely don't want to lose that mobile supply capability, so that's why I moved them. So the 2nd Guards Division, they established a bridgehead. They used the headquarters bridging capability to put a bridge right over here. So, because I knew that nothing was going to happen here. They weren't going to be able to get across here. They weren't going to be able to get across here because of that headquarters they lost. And I don't even know if that headquarters, 2nd Guards, yeah, the 2nd Guards did have bridging capability, 2nd Guards headquarters, but they were taken out by the Allies. So there was no way that they couldn't bridge there. So the 201st, let me just double check. I think that's the 201st Division. They came down, they put a bridge over there, and they were here. So what on the Allies phase, we just moved guys down, moved this headquarters to where it will have range, moved some mechanized infantry and some armored recon right here to stop the advance. We'll see how that works out. And then the biggest thing that happened was I had the Marines, U.S. Marines, there was nobody here in this hex, so I had them basically do an amphibious assault. But, well, there was nobody to assault, but they did an amphibious landing into this town, established a beachhead. So, in effect, that has basically cut off supply from... So, all these units here, they were tracing supply back to Kaliningrad. And now that these Marines are here, that supply line is lost. So these guys will all be out of supply next turn. So it's one of those things that I happened to be looking at the map. Didn't think about it when I was playing the Russian side. When I started playing the Allied side, I was like, ooh, wow, that looks like it might be a good opportunity. So they went ahead and seized that opportunity and did an amphibious landing right there. And then I have not placed it, but during the reinforcement phase, this is really exciting for the Allies. We've got the entire 82nd Airborne Brigade, so I'm excited about that. We've got all these Apache helicopters. We've got some really good Air Force. We have an air superiority fighter, which I think is the first strictly air superiority fighter on the NATO side. We've got this F-22, which I'm really excited about. We've got a what the heck? The Joint Air Superiority Fighter, I think, is from Sweden. We've got a French carrier battle group, which only comes with one plane. American battle groups come with, I think, 3 air wings. So we've got some French infantry. We've got a couple German Typhoons. We've got a couple German infantry brigades. We've got a United Kingdom amphibious assault group. So things are starting to look good for the things are starting to look a little better for the Allies. Still losing, of course, but things are starting to look a little bit better. We'll see. The Russians didn't score nearly as many victory points this turn as they did last turn, so it's going to be another contested turn because the Russians didn't score enough victory points to take back the initiative. So it's going to be another quick turn. So we'll see how things go. But the war in Poland rages on, and the Allies are still hanging on. I mean, the Russians are still able to continue to advance. But with all these reinforcements coming in, and I'll figure out where I'm going to put them, things are looking a little bit better. So anyway, you all have a good one. We'll catch you at the next time.